Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another episode. I am Don, and this is my husband, Brian. We decided a few months back to do a podcast on men's mental health awareness. When we started this, it was to more or less speak on Brian's story on how he deals with having panic disorder, anxiety, and depression. We kind of went through his life story from the beginning up to date. What he's done, what's worked, what hasn't worked, things that he deals with on a daily basis. We're not giving medical advice. This is all strictly what works for him or his opinion. It's not geared towards children. There's a lot of adult content. If you want to watch it with your child, that is your choice. But there is a lot of adult content, and some of the language can be a little on the iffy side. If, I know you're not pointing to me, if you are easily offended, this channel is probably not for you. With that being said, if you do like what you hear, please feel free to subscribe. And if you have any comments or opinions or something you want to share, you can either comment if you don't feel comfortable commenting. There's also a email where you can send it to us directly, and one of us will respond.
Assuming I remember to put it on it. Put it in the links.
You didn't put the email in the links?
Now that you just said it, I think I did it on one or two and forgot the other ones.
He's a little slow, so I apologize. All right. So tonight we're going to do things a little different, which means he has no clue what we're doing. You know how it goes.
Which is like most episodes.
Yes. There's a lot that has come out about mental health, be it men's mental health or just mental health in general. And there's a lot of things that people gravitate to when it comes to mental health. Some of the stuff is how to handle it or what you're dealing with. There's 5 components that's included in the framework of when you're dealing with mental health. They're called the 5 C's. Do you have any idea what they are? Did you not hear me?
Yeah, you got a little late. The 5 C's. Comprehension.
Kinda.
Control.
No.
Cursing.
No.
No, I don't know.
All right. Competency. So that's where we're going to start. The ability to effectively handle daily life tasks. Solve problems and achieve goals. These are one of the hurdles that people that suffer with mental health have to deal with on a daily basis. So that's the one we're going to concentrate on right now. Okay. How do you feel you do with achieving, or effectively, I should say, handling daily life tasks? Nothing drastic, just daily life tasks.
For the most part, fine.
Okay. How about solving problems?
Not so good. Depending on what it is.
And
You mean minus like throwing shit or just walking away from it and screw it?
so that's more or less what we want to talk about. You at least know that you don't handle a lot of them the most effective way.
Sorry about the yawning, people. No, I've always been self-aware, so I know my shortcomings and all that stuff. So,
All right, you say you know your shortcomings. Are they what you have adapted as your shortcomings, or what other people have told you?
no, my own,
Okay.
my own opinion or behavior or whatever. I don't give a shit what anybody else says.
So if somebody gave you a task of 10 things to do, and
9 of them ain't getting done.
well, that's more or less what I was going to ask you. How confident would you feel that you'd be able to get through half of the task?
Well, again, like if you were to give me a list and I go home that list is probably going to sit there for months. If we were here and you said, hey, can you get these 10 things done? They'd probably get done that day.
Okay, which means you have the ability to do them.
Mm-hmm.
It's just whether the drive is there or not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And do you think that has anything to do with your mental health? We're taking laziness out of the mental health.
Oh, well, then no.
That's kind of what I was getting at.
No, I'm not lazy. Well,
You're undriven.
I'm not as lazy as some people, let's put it that way. There's definitely a degree of laziness.
But you're undriven more than anything. If there's nothing there to spark that fuse, a lot of times...
Yeah, I mean,
you're like a pot that's just simmering instead of boiling.
Again, it's that...
Lack of urgency?
No. I'm better with deadlines. We've gone over that. Like, if you were to say right now, I need a shirt for tomorrow at 7 in the morning, it would be here at 6:30.
So this is where I'm going to disagree with you. Yes, you're 100% right. Because if you don't have to put thought into it, it gets done. You don't put pressure on yourself and you're better. But we're going to use tonight as an example. You messaged me and said, I'm going to work on a shirt for you. You got that shirt done. You brought it over. But there was no pressure. I didn't ask you for the shirt. I love the shirt, by the way. But you were able to get it done. I think a lot of it has to do with if it's spur of the moment, you do very well with it.
Well, also, I'd done 2 the day before.
Correct.
That are more my style. The custom, somewhat of a, I don't want to say a evil, but more of a...
Evil. Dark.
Darker, whatever you want to call it. And those shirts that take, about an hour and have a lot of detail and just, like I said, I could do like 3, 4, or 5 of them a day and be thrilled if I could do that. But everybody wants the name shirts and the couple shirts and whatever that crap is. And,
but don't you think they have a right to if that's what they're paying for?
Oh, I didn't say it's not anybody's right, because that's what would pay the bills is those kinds of shirts, because that's what everybody wants. They don't want the $50, $60, $70, $80 shirts. They want the $20 ones. It's like anything with art. I'd rather do what I want to do, not what I have to do.
Which is why most artists die poor.
Mm-hmm. That'll be in this case too.
Okay, so if somebody gave you a list, you don't depending on the situation. You may hit half of it, you may hit all of it, you may hit 2.
A lot of it is who gave me the list, what's on the list, what's going on at that time, how do I feel. I mean, I'm sure everybody has that same kind of mentality, but you add in some of the other factors, and like I said, I could come over here and you go, we got to do the dishes, we got to go food shopping, we got to go run to CVS, or I want to pick up this, and I wanted to set this up and set that up. Okay, let's go, and it all gets done. If you were to say, can you go do this tomorrow morning or sometime this week? Yeah.
With the exception of Christmas time. That's always right on. But yeah, I get, but that's also coming for here.
But that's also
right.
Stuff that has to be, that you can't wait till the day before Christmas, though some people do. But
so, have you set goals for yourself in the past Just in the past, have you set goals for yourself?
I was waiting for like the past month or something
No.
like that. Ever in the past?
Yes.
Of course.
Have you achieved some of those goals? Maybe not the exact way you thought you would, but you still achieved them.
Two that I can think of. I mean, one's in progress, but it hasn't been achieved. Well, okay, I'll say three. There's three that I can think of offhand, which two of them most people are going to go. One was getting divorced. The other one was marrying you. And prior to that was, I told you, getting published. That was like...
And you have been published.
Yes.
I'm sorry. It's really not a funny matter, but yes, most people would be like... Most people have goals. I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at you. Most people have goals like, I want to be able to climb like Mount Everest or something. You're like, my goal is to get divorced.
Just have enough money to get divorced.
And yes, he was divorced before we were married. We're just going to leave it at that. You were divorced before we got married.
The law would have frowned upon that otherwise.
Yeah, we don't live in.
This isn't Utah.
I was going to say that. All right. So the next C out of the 5 C's is confidence. Believing in your own abilities. All right. Maintaining a positive self-image or trusting that you can grow from the setbacks. Now, you're going to say you don't have confidence.
0.
And I'm going to argue that point with you. And this is why I say that I disagree. You'll see something, you'll be like, my piece was better than that. That is confidence. Or you'll say...
No, that's just an observation and that's my opinion.
It's confidence.
It's not a fact.
Confidence has nothing to do with facts. Confidence is like, you're like, I can do that. I can do that. I can do that even better. Or even in certain areas, you're very confident. In other areas, not so much. But there are certain areas you're very confident in. You're not you're not conceited. There's a difference. There's a difference between being confident and being conceited. You're not conceited, but there are areas where you show confidence.
You say so.
Now, this is why he put notes in phones. A positive self-image, not so much.
Never will.
And to grow from your setbacks. I have seen in the past couple years that has slowly start to evolve a little. It's a slow process.
That's almost like watching a sea sponge migrate. Like if you come back 5 years ago, hey, it moved an inch.
No, you've made a little bit more progress than that. Not much, but a little.
Yeah.
Because
Very little.
No, because times where
you know how people take 2 steps forward and 1 back. Well, I take 1 step forward and 5 back, so it takes me forever to get back to that 1.
But I have seen
all self-inflicted, not anybody else's fault.
But I've seen growth where after the 4 steps or 5 steps back, you say, "Screw it, I'm not moving forward again." That's what I mean by seeing growth. You're having you're continuing to try. You know, you're that person that beat your head against the wall so many times, and you continue to do it.
That ain't me.
You have in the last couple of years. I've seen that where.
I mean, you point to like 2 freaking examples where I've like failed and tried again and then succeeded. It's like I guess if you call that growth, I don't know.
Yeah, that's growth because you continue to try. All right. This one's going to be an interesting one. Oh, yeah. Connection. Nurturing meaningful, supportive relationships with others to build a strong sense of belonging.
You mean besides you?
That's why I said this is going to be an interesting one.
That's it.
Well, you don't trust many people.
Just you.
You don't open up to many people.
Just you.
It sounds like a bad song. Again, I think that is because, and this is just my personal take on it, correct me if I'm wrong, with you, it needs to be a give and take. Where we each give and take.
Yeah, I'm not going to go out of my way to do, to place my trust in somebody who doesn't do the same. Like, it's...
Right. And I also think part of the thing...
And again, I've said this before, most humans are dirtbags, so...
And I think a lot of it is... But
I'll trust a dog before I trust a human.
And your sense of belonging where... And I've seen it with us. We've been together almost 10 years. And it took a long time for you to be comfortable around, like, my dad.
Still not.
But you talk to him.
I'm more comfortable.
Yes.
I'm not.
Right.
I'm
You're
not.
not 100% comfortable,
Like,
right?
you won't see me come in the house, kick my shoes off, throw my feet up while your dad's sitting there. Like, that doesn't happen. I feel like I'm either being disrespectful.
That's what I was going to say. I don't know if that's
or-
comfortable or a respect thing. Because I will notice, and any young people out there, please take note of this. When you come into the house, no matter what my dad is doing, you make sure you go out of your way to say hello to him.
Yeah. Ask him how he's doing or whatever.
Yeah, that is a respect thing. And I'd say people...
I mean, first time I met him when we got together, I walked over and shook his hand and like introduced myself and talked to him and all. So
Yeah, I think that's a huge thing. And you see people now, and I'm not talking about people that suffer from mental health issues. I just mean people in general that they'll walk into a house and won't say two words to an elder. And by elder, I mean somebody who is
no, they avoid the other person's. They avoid their significant other's parents and just like don't know how to act or whatever, and it's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Another C, character. Operating with integrity, having a moral compass, and aligning your actions with your core values.
Well, I mean, I would hope I have integrity. I guess that would be other people would have to. My idea of integrity is probably different than other people's.
Well, let me ask you this. If you have a strong belief in something, are you going to waver that belief just because you're going to be around a different set of people?
No.
That is integrity.
You either deal with it or you won't.
That is integrity.
I mean, we have some shirts that trigger people, and we walk right through towns that are 90% liberal, and I don't care. I guess that kind of tells you which side I lean on. I'm more in the middle if you want to start a political thing, but...
having a moral compass.
That might be a little screwed up. I don't know.
Why do you think that might be a little... Oh, my thing just fell. Why do you think that might be a little screwed up?
Well, again, what one person sees as moral, somebody else sees as immoral.
Give me an example.
We're going to get into politics.
No, it doesn't have to be politics. Just morals shouldn't be politics anyway. But I'm trying to get into your head, or at least have them get into your head. It's scary in there.
I mean, is morals just saying please and thank you and holding the door and stuff like that? Is that morals?
No.
Then what is?
Morals would be like stealing. It is wrong. Moral would be like...
Again, this is going to... The only thing that's popping into my head is this one, like, political topic.
No, it would be...
that I think's morally wrong and other people don't.
Oh, we're not going to... I know where you're talking about. We're not going to go there. But stealing, murder, stuff like that. Stuff that is...
Yes, if you take somebody's life in the act of a crime on purpose, you should be put to death. That's my morals.
Okay.
Stealing, you should have your hands chopped off.
Okay.
DUIs, you should... The first one, and you should never be able to drive a car ever again.
Or...
No, I'm not for second chances when it comes to that kind of shit.
Or morals would be like, if you're in a relationship and you start seeing somebody else, stuff like that. That would be morally. That's where people come in at morals. You better answer that one right.
No, obviously it's wrong, but I'm just saying. Again, that's another one of those things that everybody used to agree on. That if somebody murdered somebody, you spend the rest of your life in jail or you get executed. Now they find every possible way to. There's no responsibility. They have to point to the boogeyman, and I find that all morally reprehensible. So.
Okay. Do your actions align with your core values? The way you carry yourself, does that align with your core values?
I don't know what my core values are.
I can't tell you what your core values are.
Well, then that makes two of us.
Okay.
What is it again?
Does your actions align with your core values, what you firmly believe in?
Oh, so kind of that. Practice what you preach kind of thing?
More or less, yes.
Yeah, I try to do that.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure there may... I'm trying to think of something that... I don't know. I can't think of anything offhand that, like, I preach that I don't... I mean, I've probably given people advice. Well, I know one thing, like eating healthy. Like, I can tell somebody how to eat healthy, and while I'm slamming down a plate of cookies.
No, I don't think.
I don't know if that's a core value or not.
No, I would say something like, so this is going to be really off topic because of the time of year it is and when they'll see this, but somebody who says that America's great, land of the home, land of the free because of the brave and all that, but then they won't stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, no.
Or somebody who says...
Anytime they start playing the national anthem, if I do have a hat, that comes off. I cover my heart.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, oh, this world's great, and then you're going to burn a flag. Something like that.
I mean, we have a legit, like, I don't know, 15, 20-foot flagpole with the flag, and we got all kinds of lights and stuff like that.
And just for the record,
and everything.
The flag is not just up on holidays. It's up all the time.
Yeah.
The last C is caring, showing empathy, compassion, and concern for both yourself and others.
Me, no. Others, yes.
Explain that.
Well, one, I don't think I deserve any compassion. I think everything that either is going on or has happened is somehow I deserve it or it's my own fault, self-inflicted. so I don't deserve that.
What about empathy?
You have to give me the definition of that one. I always get that and sympathy mixed up.
Sympathy is feeling bad for somebody. Empathy is understanding.
Oh, understanding. For myself, no.
Well, you can't have empathy for yourself, but
or sympathy.
People feel sorry for themselves all the time. But
no, because I just assume.
Well, no, but
or I don't assume. I believe that.
No, I guess my thing is, do you think others should have empathy for you?
No.
Then how can you say that people need to have more of an understanding for mental health?
I didn't say they have to.
No,
I said it would be nice if people did.
Then why don't you think they should have empathy towards you?
And once again, I just feel like whatever is going on negatively in my life, I deserve it.
I get some of that. I'm not saying it's true. I understand where you're coming from on some of that. But the panic disorder.
Yeah, I must have done something to deserve it.
The blood disorder?
Well, it's a genetic mutation. That's a little different.
One medical thing's another medical thing. That's kind of what I'm at. Like, so how, I guess that's my whole thing. Like, how can you have compassion and empathy for others if you don't think others should have empathy for you when you're dealing with this?
I don't think you have to have both. I think you can have one or the other. I can feel bad for somebody and understand what somebody else is going through without expecting somebody else to do it with me.
I don't say that you should expect it, but why do you think you don't deserve it?
Because I feel like everything was self-inflicted. Yes, the panic disorder and that stuff wasn't.
That's kind of what I'm talking about, yeah.
But I feel like it was.
But you just said it. I'm confused.
Once again, you're trying to have a logical, rational discussion with somebody who doesn't think logically. I know that the panic disorder and the depression, anxiety, whatever, I didn't do to myself, but I feel like I deserve it.
Okay, that I understand.
For something,
where you're coming from.
You know, for whatever wrongs that I did in the past, whatever they may be. I'm not sure what they are. So if I feel that way, then why should somebody else feel that way? Like, feel the opposite? Like, I don't.
I get where you're.
It's not going to make any sense to anybody.
No, I get where you're coming from. I guess my whole thing though is, if.
But I can have empathy and sympathy for other people that are going through it, and I wouldn't wish it on anybody. But at the same time, I don't expect it from anybody else. Maybe because I just don't. Like, I hope people talk about it, and it would be great if somebody leaves a comment, asks a question, wants to get involved, whatever. But I don't expect it. I don't command it. I don't think I'm worthy of it or deserve it or, you know, whatever.
Okay.
Or they don't need to be that way.
Oh, right. You can't force anyone to have empathy or compassion. That's just impossible. Compassion, you either have it or you don't. You can't teach compassion. And I say this all the time. You really can't teach empathy, because for somebody to empathize with you, they need to know what you're feeling. And I can say to you, how can I help you? But I don't know what you can describe it to me, but that's not the same as me knowing what you're feeling. Like, I empathized with you when you lost your mom. I understood that. I went through that. Circumstances were a little different, but we both lost a parent.
They weren't all that different, really. They were both unexpected, and I mean, your mom was a lot younger, but.
So I mean.
No, I mean, I don't know how to word it.
Empathy is a very difficult one.
It's just somebody, I don't know, somebody trying to understand it, I guess, because you're not going to understand it.
So if they at least try to understand it, does that make you feel a little bit more?
No, you know what? They don't have to understand it. Just have to respect that's the way it is, and just keep any stupid fucking comments to themselves.
But if they try to understand it, if they try to talk to you about it and want to understand it,
if they want to ask questions and it's coming from a place of
pure concern and
wanting to know,
right?
Maybe not even concern, just wanting to know for their own learning something kind of thing, fine. If it's coming from a place of stupidity or sarcasm or just being a fucking asshole, then you know.
I don't think stupidity, I mean...
You know what I mean? There's people that will ask or say stuff just to get a rise out of you. I'm talking about those idiots.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, because a lot of times...
I'm not saying they're stupid questions. I'm just saying sometimes stupid people ask shit that just... they already know the answer to and they're just trying to get a rise out of you, or they already think it's bullshit and they're just trying to push your buttons, in which case...
or they're trying to find somebody to slip up.
You should probably watch whose buttons you push because you may not be happy with the result.
Right. A lot of people might think like, oh, well, I don't believe in this, so I can get them to slip up and just prove, hey, you're wrong. To me, that's ridiculous, but a lot of people think like that.
Good luck with that one. Because like a lot of it, and we've talked about this before, you could sit and have a conversation with me for 12 hours and about poker or art or guitars or cars, music, whatever, and go, I didn't notice anything. But then you could be doing absolutely nothing and watch me have to get up and leave, or
like I said, I can tell
issue.
I can tell your telltale. I can tell your signs. Yeah, let me just say it that way. Yeah, so I mean that I get. But I think too, with the 5 C's, the framework is people that suffer from mental health. These 5 C's, which are 5 simple words, are not simple for somebody who suffers from mental health. No,
I don't know if they're simple for anybody.
Well, all right, let me rephrase that. Being able to do some of them would be a little easier from somebody who didn't suffer from mental health problems. Now, I can tell you right now, most people, confidence. I don't care if you have a mental health and I'm not saying I don't care if you, but whether you have a mental health problem or not, there's people that have zero self-confidence. They have zero confidence.
I think most people don't have a whole lot of confidence.
Probably.
I mean, like everything, I think you've got the small group at the one end that are
overly confident,
very confident and sure of themselves. You got the ones that are completely like no confidence, and then you've got everybody else in the middle. I pretty much believe that everything's like that in the world, no matter what it is.
But I think with this, it's, are you growing from your setbacks? The typical person grows from their setback. The typical person does. It might take them 4, 5, 50 times.
It depends on your mental makeup.
But that's what I'm saying.
And I don't mean mental illness. I mean strong-willed, driven, goal-oriented.
Stubborn.
So if you're somebody who quits easily or gives up easily, that's not a mental health.
But somebody who quits easily or gives up easily, there's usually an underlying condition or an underlying issue of why they do it. Wouldn't you agree with that usually?
No, some people just And I'm one of them who, if it doesn't come easily, quickly, and again, do I know when the panic disorder, was I born with it? Did it start, before my dad left, after my dad left, high school years, in 93? I don't know. But a lot of things came quick and easy, and the things that didn't, I just assumed were stupid. So I just didn't do them. Like, that was kind of my outlook on a lot of shit. And this is a real stupid example. Anybody that's old enough to remember Michael Jackson moonwalking, everybody, and I don't care who you were, tried to learn how to moonwalk.
Do not sit here and tell me, sitting next to me, right here, right now, that you cannot moonwalk.
I can do it now.
Oh.
But when I first tried it way back whenever, couldn't do it. I was like, this is the stupidest fucking thing ever. And just, that was it.
Wait. I need content on this. I am sorry.
Then
guys.
It was later on as like an adult or whatever, however old I was, that I was able to do it.
I need content. I am sorry. Where did you struggle to moonwalk? Like, your one foot went up and your other foot, like, what couldn't you do?
It's not just that easy. It's sliding and go up, and then the other one.
That's what just.
Yeah, but okay, moonwalking and making it look effortless and just like you're gliding is two different things. Some people look very, and that's not how it's done. So I don't remember when that was. Was that in the 80s?
Probably. Well, yeah, it would have been the 80s.
Okay.
But yet you were able to break dance.
No, I was not.
I apologize. I thought he could because he had the clothes.
I tried. I sucked. That was the end of that. It was stupid. Yes.
It was stupid because he couldn't do it.
We had a piece of card. That's exactly how it was. That's what I'm saying. That's how I grew up. If I couldn't do it, it was stupid. Didn't matter what it was.
Then why did you wear the clothes?
I don't know.
So you were a poser.
Apparently. We had the piece of cardboard that was waxed, the boombox, and the parachute pants and that stuff. And no, I couldn't do the 360 spinning around. I couldn't pop lock. I think the only thing I could do.
He did the robot.
No, I couldn't do that either. I don't know. The only thing I could do is you could, like, on one knee, like if you were this way and your one knee was on the board and you could spin. That's about the only move I remember.
You couldn't even do the worm?
That wasn't breakdancing. People still do that.
People still breakdance, but could you do the worm?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Oh, God, that was good. All right, back to what we were talking about.
Yeah, how did I use... Why was I using the moonwalk for the example?
If you couldn't do something, you would just stop.
Yeah. No, my mentality growing up, and even as an adult, was if I can't do it, it's stupid. That was my way. That was like a safety mechanism of... Well, I can't do it. It's not my fault. It's just stupid.
Okay. I get that. I understand.
Which
that's irrational thinking, though.
Well, obviously.
Yeah.
But that was from when I was younger, and I just carried it on through because it was just like, I can't figure this out, so it's just stupid. I'm not doing it.
Okay, so...
Which, if I was the one running the world, we wouldn't have computers or phones or microwave ovens or anything else, because I would have got to a point when this is stupid, we're not doing it. Yeah, I wish I had a different way of looking at things and a different outlook, and I was more optimistic and positive, but my positivity is I'm positive this is going to fail miserably.
So then I would guess confidence would probably be one of the harder ones for you to deal with out of the 5 C's?
Competence or confidence?
Confidence.
I was going to say either. Yeah, because, I mean, and then that started from a young age as well. I mean, that was, I didn't have a problem with confidence in school as far as doing schoolwork. That wasn't an issue. My problem with confidence was talking to girls, any activity. So bikes were real big in where I grew up. I'm probably everywhere at the time. But everybody, was doing wheelies, and I just, all I could picture was me falling backwards and dragging myself down the street.
So then what if thinking happened back then?
I guess.
Like, what if I popped this wheelie, fell, cracked my head open?
Yeah, I mean, they had tracks set up, with jumps where you jump over one and land on jump over a tree, land, and I don't mean a tree standing up, it's falling down. And, all these dirt tracks and stuff, and I was just like, yeah, no, I'm not. There's no way I'm making it over that, or I can't do this trick or that trick. So there was no confidence there. Same thing with when I get into mini bikes. Now, by then I was starting to... Now, that didn't stop me from doing a lot of shit, jumping ramps and just constantly being injured and having road rash all the time. But that was a thing in the 70s and 80s just growing up. You went over to the hose and rinsed it off and...
Then got a sip of water from the hose.
Back out you went. Pick out the dirt and the crud later. And oddly enough, nothing ever got infected. But like the mini bike, that was one where I think by then I was still, or by then I had figured out that, or had a thought pattern that I was invincible. Now, is that confidence or just stupidity?
I'm going with stupidity.
And I rode that thing like I thought I was Evel Knievel.
So...
And would end up in the hospital constantly like him, from wrecking on the thing and,
okay, so...
eventually getting hit by a car as I was hauling ass down a sidewalk and got all fucked up. And then just...
But here's the thing.
That ruined my confidence.
But so here's the thing. But you could work on them. You were able to work on your bike. You were able to work on your mini bike.
Not after I got hit by a car.
Well,
before that, yeah.
Okay, so did you ever hear, like, you have people that do, like, NASCAR racing. You have the people that work on the car, and then the driver. The driver doesn't work on his own car.
That's because he can afford the crew.
No. I think you're missing my point.
If I could afford a motorcycle mechanic, I would have had one.
No, I think you're missing the point. You're better at working on the car than riding it and doing the stuff. It's safer for you to work on a car than it is to...
Well, I was better at working on them than I was driving them.
Right. So, I mean, that doesn't mean that your confidence... People have a lane that they're good in. You find that lane. At a young age, especially boys. Boys are supposed to be good at this, and most of them suck at most of it all. Anyway, no, I'm not trying to be funny, but I mean, you have boys that are good at building stuff. You have boys that are good at sports. The boys that are good at sports usually are good at building stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you have that lane you can follow into.
My thing was, I was good at sports, but as long as I didn't have to do it in front of people, which makes things impossible. You need to stop making that look. Because
no, I'm trying to think of a
there's people
sport
that think the same exact way.
I'm trying to think of a sport that you would be referring to.
All of them.
Okay, so explain to me.
Once I got in front of people, I sucked.
Okay, so explain. That's kind of what I'm...
Stage fright.
I get that, but how do you know you're good at...
Because in practice, I could... We'll just take basketball. I could bank shots from anywhere.
So it's not the team.
once
It's once there's an audience.
It wasn't a team.
Oh, okay. That's kind of what I gave you the look for.
Once you're going against another team and there's a crowd,
okay, that makes more sense.
I couldn't handle it. Same thing with now. Wrestling was a little different. I just sucked.
That's kind of why I got confused.
But I was better in practice.
Yeah, that's why I was confused. I'm like,
not a whole lot.
What sport could you play where you weren't in front of people at all times?
None. You're always in front of people.
That's why I gave you that look.
That's what I'm saying is that I didn't have a problem with a lot. Now, drag racing and working on cars, if you were to put a crowd around me while I was rebuilding the engine, I wouldn't have been able to do it.
Okay.
But I was sitting there by myself.
Right.
So that was my problem was I was good at a lot of shit. I was good at pretty much everything that I got into until, eventually you find something that you're not and then you can't figure out. Again, that's where it's stupid. I can't do it because I was able to do so many other things. And I was really good at coming up with shit on the fly, like, building forts or rafts or piecing together a bike or, whatever it was just to make it work at that moment.
You're still good at doing that.
Yeah. I don't have the patience to do it now.
But even when we did the little ramps for the trike.
But that was just something that I came up with in my head.
That's what we're saying.
But, yeah, but it didn't give me any trouble. I just thought about it and went, oh, if I just do this, this, and this, it's done. And that's what happened.
But the average person probably wouldn't have thought of that. The average person probably would have looked online to find what was sold out there. You know what I mean? So you're still good at that. And you're still creative, like the lamp that you made my dad. Stuff like that. That's stuff that you can throw together. You're the type of person that can go through a junk pile and make something amazing, whether it's art or not. You have that MacGyver.
Yeah, but it's the things that I want to be able to do that I can't that pisses me off. Not the things that I can do are fine. But I don't care.
Right.
It's the things that I want to do and I can't. Like guitar, that's one there. It's like I want to be able to play, but I can't. And it just sometimes really pisses me off.
And we talked about this before, about you possibly going back into lessons. So, I mean, that might help. But remember, you've never had formal training.
And I did have like 6 or so lessons with them.
Which is a drop in the hat, yeah.
Right. But and it may be just something that I'm never going to ever get good at.
Yeah, I mean, there's people that are concert pianists, and there's people that mop the floors at the arena. It's you know what I'm saying? Though there's, so
that's a little bit of a
that's a huge gap. That's what I'm saying. So, if you were given a power that you could take one of these 5 C's and you could excel in it, would it be competence, confidence, connection?
Wait, confidence?
Competence, being competent to know something.
Competent in something?
Yeah. Confidence, connection, character, or caring. Which would it be?
Confidence.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with caring about other people. It's just about me. So it's not that big of a deal. And I can be compassionate towards other people, just not me. But the confidence part would carry me a long way.
And that's kind of the gist I wanted to bring home with this. These 5 C's are the framework for people that really struggle. These are the areas that they're struggling a little bit more than the average person. So keep in mind, if you see somebody who is struggling in these areas, don't judge them. Don't be quick to be like, yo, suck it up. There's usually a reason why, and you can help them through it. I firmly believe confidence does not just come within. It's the people around you that help build up your confidence. I've always said that. And
there are some small areas that I'm confident in, but my own self-confidence that that I'm going to be able to get through certain situations, or this just isn't going to bother me. I'm not confident about it. No.
And I think everyone should have a small cheerleading gallery to help cheer them through stuff. And that's just my personal take on that. Because I think if you have somebody to help you,
everybody's different. Some people
Yeah.
don't need that at all, and other people just need those one or two people, and other people need thousands.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, if somebody, I mean, don't give up on somebody because they're not at the same level as you. All right, on that note, I will come up with another lovely topic for the next episode. If you like what you saw, please subscribe. And remember, leave comments on what you think. What area do you think maybe you may struggle in, or things that may help him, that help you, that you think might help him? Drop us a comment.
If you have any questions that you want answered in videos, or even topics that somehow we haven't gone over, just drop them on there too.
All right. Till the next time, guys. Have a great night.